Hola, estudiantes. I just have some announcements for you for this week, and a lot of this information comes from what I saw in your reflections. Not all of you have handed those in, but I do have some responses to some of those comments. I had a suggestion that I give homework where y'all make videos together. I'm not going to require that because everyone has such different schedules. However, if you want to do that, what I recommend is that you send out a course message on Blackboard to everyone and tell people to respond if they want to participate with you in that, because that's an excellent idea. If you want to make a video of a conversation and then one of you post it for the discussion board, I will give credit to all of you. I mean, because in class, when we meet face to face, what we do is we have those conversations. We have back and forth conversations, and we do that instead of the discussion board post. So if you want to do that with another student or more than one student and ask and answer questions back and forth on that topic, feel free to do that. It's a great idea. Um, Also, if you want to practice with them for the oral interview, you can actually work with another student and practice asking and answering questions from that oral interview practice page, the study guide, and then you can decide ahead of time what questions you want to ask and answer and memorize, practice, and then y'all can record that and send it to me instead of making an appointment to do the oral interview with me. But you can, for that, you cannot read your answers and questions. You have to be able to have a conversation without reading. If you want to do that and you have questions about it, just email me and I'll help you out with that. Okay, I got some comments that it would be better to just use Blackboard or Google Classrooms, and I agree that that would be easier. The thing is, we have to use Blackboard, and Blackboard doesn't let me do all of the things I want to. And the main thing that I'm concerned about is communication. I think that's so important in classes. And on Google Classroom, I can comment on your work, and you should be seeing those comments come to you in your email. You can respond in your email and it goes directly into that assignment. So it's like a back and forth conversation. So if you've done learning logs, reflection, anything on Blackboard and you're not seeing comments from me, let me know, because I comment on your work. I don't want it to just come to me and you get a grade. I want it to be a back and forth conversation. I want it to be a learning experience. I want to learn from what you say. So that's really important. So let me know if anything goes wrong with that. Also, even though I put due dates on the learning Google Classroom to help you keep up, if you try to do work after the due date, it should let you, but I've had a couple students had problems with that on the reflection, so I changed the due date to Tuesday, but it said that it was open for submissions. So that's not my intention. It's not my intention that it locks you out. They said they couldn't even open it. So please let me know if you want to do work and it's not letting you open it. I mean, after a certain time, obviously, you're supposed to get the work in by the Tuesday after it's assigned or ask me for permission, but I'm not trying to lock you out of it because I want you to have access to the whole course at all times. I don't want, even after you've done the work, I want you to be able to go back and review and have that. So let me know if you're locked out and I will see what's going on, because it didn't used to do that. If it's doing that, I think it's a glitch in their system. They must have updated something, but I don't think that's how they intend it to work, because it's a setting and I choose for you to still be able to submit things. So just let me know on that. Um, I had a comment that people want to be reminded about due dates for the learning logs and reflection. Okay, as far as learning logs go, you always have a learning log to work on, always, always, and you should be working on it almost daily. That is what's guiding your study. You don't have to use my suggestions, but I want you putting something in there every time you study Spanish. So that shouldn't be a surprise. You shouldn't need to be reminded because it's a daily activity. And when is it due? Yes, I put due dates, but it's due before you take that corresponding test. And because I let you turn in things late, it's going to be a little different for you. And this is an 8 weeks course. If I were sending out reminders, you would always be getting reminders. And if you are a couple days off, I don't want you to stress about that. Just know you're always working on a learning log until you turn the last one in. Okay, so if you are having issues and you're not working on a learning log, you can't find it or something, let me know because that's a problem. If you can't see my comments on Google Classroom, also let me know. Unfortunately, it doesn't let me have a student view on there. And I know it looks a tiny bit different, so I can't make a screen recording so that you see exactly how things are supposed to look. So if you have an issue with that, let me know. But like on the side, there's a little arrow and you click on that and it opens up where you'll see the comments. There are comments in general, but there's also where I can highlight on your paper document and put a comment on that specific section. So you should be seeing those things. Okay. Reflection grades. Why am I missing? What did I want to say about reflection grades? Well, so y'all grade yourself in each category. If I think that your explanation is really off, like sometimes it's mostly students being too hard on themselves. I mean, it rarely happens with someone, when I will bring a grade down from what someone says. I mean, I've had students very rarely say, I deserve 100 because I'm so cool or something like that. No, that's not what I'm grading you on. So obviously that doesn't work, but that's very rare. Most of the time when I disagree with a grade is because a student is being, like they might say, I deserve a 25 in every category because I'm struggling with Spanish. But that's not what you're graded on as far as engagement. Engagement and participation is important. I really believe that if you put the work in, that is an important part of the learning process. And when you do that, it will eventually have positive results as far as your other work goes. But even if you could, I say there are some people who take this class who really don't need this level, they need to be in a higher level. But even if that's the case, if you could get 100 on everything without looking at any of the work, I don't want that because I want this to be a class where you're engaged in the material and you can always go deeper. You can always look at a different aspect of it and learn. So that's an important grade to me, the learning process. If you don't know what to do, I mean, you could help somebody else and then you're learning in a different way when you have to explain it. So that's very important to me. But you already get graded on how well you understand the material on the tests and the quizzes and all of that. This is a different type of grade. So be careful and grade yourself according to each category. You can challenge yourself, that's great. So if you know that you can put more effort, you can take that into account in your grade, but also be fair to yourself. And if you think that at any point in the semester you need to reevaluate those grades because you've made changes, let me know, send me an email, and I will update your grades there. Okay, the reason why I'm going to post this in messages is so that you can reply. So this is a chance for you to reply. If I didn't answer a question you have, then I will respond here so everyone can see the answers. So let me know if there are any confusions. Also, if you have a resource that you love and you want to share with other students, let them know here. So this is just an opportunity because we're almost at the end of the 4 weeks. If you have any questions about grades, I accept late work, but I still put due dates to help you keep up with the work. So once you get that in and I grade it, your grade will come up. This week, midterm grades are due already. So if you are behind, this is a time to catch up. If you haven't turned in the first 2 learning logs, get them in like tomorrow. Yeah, because you do need to be able to move on from here. We only have 4 weeks left. But let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I really, really appreciate everyone's comments in the reflections. I always try to make improvements. You might not see them immediately, but I work on them. And so I really appreciate that, and I am enjoying having all of you in class. And keep up the good work. Keep communicating with me and with each other. Okay, ciao.